Welcome to the first episode of Rift Roads. I'm Rhodes, as you know, your host, and this is gonna be the first episode of my journey to make it a challenger. So far, I've been playing with ADCs and supports. Main support be Malphite, Blitzcrank, Galileo. I'm very comfortable with support when I played League of Legends on PC. So I'm trying to translate it over to Wild Rift. Something new I'm trying is playing ADC. I've seen that ADC is probably the hardest role to climb in. So I've been playing with Xayah, a little bit of Corgi, once in a while with Ashe. But we're going to try to make it a challenger. This first game, I believe I played with Xayah. Kind of like a comfort pick for me. If you're not familiar with Xayah, she's a ADC that focuses more around her feathers, the position of her feathers. Her first ability lets you shoot off feathers directly at the enemy. Second ability gives you a movement speed boost and also gives a little bit more damage every time you hit the opponent. And third ability actually lets you recall your feathers. And the third ability is key, especially with your ultimate. And with your ultimate, you're able to throw multiple feathers out into on multiple. It's really good for like team fight wise, and if you use your E, you're able to pull them in. Now this game, in this game I love the comp that we had on my team. Fizz is great mid laner. Fizz jungle is terrifying. Many times played against Fizz jungle, and the big thing is if you know how to play him, it's the fact that he's able to tower dive and not take damage. And I seen him where he used that. He towered over my team before. The result, it knocked out about 3 of us. Incredible champ. I'm never really good at Fizz, but had a little soft spot. Jax, I love Jax in the jungle, and you're gonna see in this game that Jax and Fizz especially pop off during this game. Was it Jax jungle? I never actually seen a really bad Jax at jungle. Malphite. One of the best engaged champs. Top lane dominates. I usually go Malphite sup because of the whole engage and being able to take a lot of damage, so my ADC could pop off damage. Pop off. Leona, I feel like is great, especially with this competition, especially with us being bought with this Jinx and I believe it's Seraphine. One thing my ADC lacks is the fact that once I get jumped on, all I have is my flash and my ult, and I'm done for. So Leona is really good for being able to not only jump in and engage in fights, but also keep him kind of pinned down while I'm popping him from behind. One thing during this game I realized is I have very bad positioning. So if you guys have tips and tricks on like how to get better positioning, please comment down below. I've been watching a lot of Nice when it comes to ADC. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nice, but Nice is a challenger player. I believe he played, he rose a challenger on Tryndamere. But I've seen him a lot coaching players such as Ninja and how to become a better ADC. If you guys want to check him out, he's great. He plays a lot. He does a lot on PC. So go check him out, Nice. Now, one thing I hate about this Seraphine Jinx duo is the fact that they got a lot of range. Seraphine has an ability that kind of charms you into her. It's similar to Ari's, just as not as I wouldn't say it's as crazy, but the range on it's real good. So at the beginning of the game, mostly my priority is I'm trying to go for River. You want to ward River, because River is really good to ward at the beginning. Because sometimes I see it as on Wild Rift is not as common, but a lot on PC people like to invade. And there you go. How at the beginning we pop off on a Seraphine. And what you want to do is you want to trade, but you don't want to overcommit. And I'm going to show you exactly why you don't want to overcommit sometimes or get too carried away. So I'm trying to clear the minions. And at the same time, I didn't realize that my Leona engaged already. So it was already too late, and this bot did actually really good. They was able to get 2 kills and burn my flash. And that's why you kind of don't want to, like, once I seen my Leona retreat, I should have kind of stayed back. Even if she got killed, I would have been able to keep it where it just, they got 1 kill. But instead, I tried to fight him, and as you can see, I overextended and ended up getting caught out. So usually I would be really pissed at me, you know, supports Roman this early. But I guess right now she's trying to, you know, get mid to be secure. Even though I would have kind of liked her during this game to stay bot a little bit longer. And here comes my sup. During this game, I gotta say my sup played really good. It was able to carry me at the early game, cause early game, me playing Xayah, I could have played better. It's just I wasn't paying attention at first to the whole comp until later on in the game. Decided to be aggressive at the wrong times. So as you can see, my biggest thing about when I'm facing these two is how easy it is for them to pop off, and it's hard for me to get within range of them to actually hit them. And that was actually good in my Leona. She was actually able to take out the Seraphine. Which this is why I love Leona. It's the fact that she's able to like especially if they can't be on a tower. It's like a double threat, cause especially once I get my feathers up, she's able to jump on them. I believe she does like a slight stun, but if you get them under tower, real good damage. She engages very well. Now my priority in this lane is to stay in lane as long as I can. I'm not trying to go out too far. I'm trying to stay under my tower. As my main priority when it comes to like bot lane, especially, I'm trying to protect that tower. They could have more kills, but as long as I'm able to, you know, chunk down the tower at least to a good extent, push their lanes, that's where my confidence lies. And this Pan, you're gonna see throughout the game, this Pan's been using his ult like crazy. He loves to just dive into the crowd. I'm gonna call him a stage diver, cause that's what he is. Crowd surfing. And right here, I wasn't being aggressive enough. I seen that the Seraphine and the Pan was kind of trying to bait toward the bush, so I'm trying to stay away from it. I do not understand Spanish, so if you guys could translate what they've been saying throughout the game, I would highly appreciate it. And as you can see, they're trying to keep me forced under this, you know, either to back off or force on this tower, so I stay out of the distance. If they're gonna chunk me, like, at least I want them to take turret damage. One thing you don't want to do is that I do it very often is you don't want to back too late. Once you get at least enough gold for an item, back as soon as you can. You know, try to back every time you see your opponent back. Give you, you know, get full health and come back strong. Cause you gotta have to understand bot lane is like playing with 2 health bars. Cause not only do you have to worry about the ADC, but after ADC you also have to worry about the sup. And that's what makes this lane very hard compared to other lanes. Is the fact is you're not only focusing on 1 or 2, sometimes even focusing on 3. If, like, for example, in this game, the camps is very hard this game, so you also got to keep that in mind, that even when you get in a lead, you don't want to kind of overextend because they will catch you. With Xayah especially not safe, because once you overextend, there's not many ways for you to escape when it comes to certain things like this. Like Tristana, she has her bounce and she also has her knockback with her ultimate, which kind of save her. Oh, Xayah has her ult, and if you get lucky, you could sometimes use your E if you got a few feathers around to save you, but most of the time it doesn't work too often. Now right here I'm trying to take the tower. My main priority is to take that tower. I could care less about fighting mid or team fights right now. Really trying to take that tower. We got a ward right in front of drag, so I'm not too worried about that. If we have to fight for it, we'll fight. So right there, I actually believe that was a good way of using my flash, because if I didn't, they would have definitely called me out. And as you can see, my subs up in mid fighting right now, so definitely would have took me out of the game. Not only that, they probably would have pushed either my tower in, or they actually would have did like they did right now and pushed mid, which I think actually was a better that they pushed mid, because as you can see, what is it? Later on in the game, you'll see that I actually use it to my advantage. With Xayah, I feel like once I get rapid fire cannon, it makes her a lot easier to use, especially when it comes to her autos. And that's where you start seeing me get a little bit riskier. But right now I'm trying to play safe, clear the wards. And when you go in Dragon, a lot of mistakes people do is they just focus the Drake rather than taking out enemies first, and they do similar thing when it comes to Baron. Now, that was a waste of ult. I was trying to make sure the Seraphine didn't come in like too much and just end up stealing that was dragon. But I also too want to make sure that no one was in the bush. Because if I would have chased her, she would have definitely, and I would have chased her, one never knew if anybody's in that bush. I would have definitely got kited and got killed. And I feel like when it comes to team fight, especially for the dragon and Baron, definitely ADCs and yeah, the jungle definitely is well needed for that. Not only that damage, but to secure it. So as you can see before, how this bot lane seemed to be focused on mid, so I took advantage of it. I pushed as far as I could. Again, I'm gonna show you guys exactly why in a little bit why you do not overextend even if you have a lead over a certain lane with Xayah, because you'll see that it's very tough for her to escape. So right now we're up 15 to 13. Towers are pretty much, I feel like, pretty even right now. So I like to take the red. The red, if your jungle doesn't need the red buff, I don't see a problem with taking it. I like to take it throughout the game when I need it in order to give me an extra oomph, especially if I'm in lane by myself and I have a support that likes to roam, which I don't necessarily mind, because the roaming supports, for me personally, always tend to work out, and I have a habit of when I'm malfight, I like to travel around the map, give my top lane better opportunity mid. Now right now I feel like my team, like they've been handling team fights pretty well without me. Usually want to be very involved in team fights, but I've been trying to prioritize taking this tower, because while Rift especially, towers are really important in order for you to really push the map, because it makes it a little easier once you start team fighting toward the top, toward the middle, makes it a little bit easier in order for you to split push, distract them. So as you can see, even after that, my mindset is when I'm split pushing, it's a win-win sometimes for me, because I like to look at it in a sense where, as you can see, I was able to draw them from the middle lane and actually bring them to my lane, prioritize me, because they're more worried about me pushing that tower. I got to give it to the other team. They was able to lock me down. I would have got away if that Jinx didn't come out that jungle, and quite clear they had it warded and it was prepared for that moment. So right now, as you can see, it's evened up right now. It's 18-18. Definitely got an advantage to pushing our towers in. Nox is up top, going crazy solo, and This was a great opportunity for me. My team did great here. They was able to engage him so much that I was able to pop off, at least get one pop off and take out an opponent. So that was a pretty nice trade. It's practically what 2-for-1 at that point. And right here, I'm just trying to secure that Pant doesn't get this was it Drake, and it actually worked out. This I love right here. This was a perfect play by my teammate where, as you can see, the Jinx and Pant was prioritizing me, and while it's doing that, my Jax decided instead of trying to go for the Drake, he actually went and protected me. And as you can see toward the end, the Jinx tried to back off, and it was kind of too late already. And I was not only able to survive, but they was able to get the kill on him. And I wasn't. This part right here wasn't too bad about me dying because it kind of worked out in our favor. Not only was we able to take out three of our opponents, but we was also able to secure the Drake. So that's mostly the goal. Since game started, I have yet to see him take one Drake. So, and the Pant got a kill off on the Jax, I believe, but then Fizz cleaned it up really nice. So right now it's 25-22. They actually have priority on towers and taking our towers out. Right here is something I wasn't too aware of, but this is why I messed up. You always want to put yourself in a safe position, and you gotta understand as an ADC, especially as Xayah, you are very squishy. And I got a little bit too cocky and tried to fight the Nox, not realizing that he still had his ult. The team did very well cleaning that up, pushing the lanes right now. One thing I realized, I gotta really focus on positioning. Positioning's not the best. My position's not the best. Working on it. But in this game, I was really glad that I had a team that was able to carry me. And I believe that was my second kill. That was kind of a kill still, but Fizz was frozen, so why not? I saw we're pulling ahead of him 28-23. Like I said before, my team really carried me this game. It wasn't that I was like an exceptional ADC or anything. I felt like I lacked in this game. It was just the fact is my team put me in a really great position. Like right here is you're gonna see a great positioning by my team where, because it's so tanky and able to pop off, they saved me many times. Here you go. So here's the Pant was all over me, and I was actually able to survive that because of them. But as you can see, every time this team fight, these guys love to target me, but because of how tanky my teammates are, it just makes it so much easier just to go in there and just get pop off my shots. And my stuff's been going crazy this game. This whole team's been going crazy, but my sub especially, I'm very impressed by the way they're playing. I love aggressive subs that don't feed, but actually, use that aggression in a positive way to help us build more. Now, what I've seen is during this phase, a lot of people start getting kill hungry, and they start deciding they're gonna run all over the place and go for every kill. And make sure you prioritize pushing the lanes. Now, right there is what I'm talking about when it comes to Seraphine, and that weird ability she has that charms you. She almost pulled me in, and the Pant almost killed me. But then my Leona and my Malphite and my Jax actually jumped on him, and was able to stop him long enough for me to kill him. Which was a great play by my teammates. Like I said before, these guys are really playing great here. And right now, this is, I believe, Plat 2. It's the highest I've ever been. So as you can slowly see, at one point we was actually tied up 18-18, and we started pulling ahead of them 34-24. And this right here is a great team fight. I didn't actually lock down any kills, but I feel like I did a decent amount of damage. Just as ADC, this is what you do, where you don't have to necessarily get every single kill, but make sure you apply that damage. We got a triple kill out of that. We was able to take out 4 of their teammates, and we're pushing lanes. We're about to prioritize the Baron. In this game, if you are able to get Baron, especially if you're really close to the Nexus, they have to pull a miracle out their ass in order to survive. And like I said before, this Pint has been loving doing this crowd diving or whatever. He's been doing it, has been successful. My team's been really good at being able to lock down that Pantheon, make sure he can't steal anything. One thing that makes a big difference is jungle in this game. I think jungle just in general and LOL makes a big difference, because the jungle is typically decide the game. So me seeing that Twisted Fate, I already had an idea that they might try to contest this dragon, and they haven't got one yet, but we want to keep it that way and make sure that we secure this lane. So even though I see my teammates about to initiate a team fight, I decided not to go in, because the fact is we're pretty ahead of them, and I honestly feel like we're able to handle them. They have about right now it would be what, a 2v, bro, not even. The whole team's white. They didn't even give me a chance. The whole team's white. So sometimes it's best not even get involved in a team fight, but prioritize these towers, because the more you can push these towers, the more pressure you're putting on them. And that's game. I believe this game. I know I wasn't too disappointed. I was just more disappointed in my gameplay, but I felt like my teammates played good. If you guys got any suggestions on what champ you want me to play with next, tips and tricks, comment down below. Peace.